As Britz Strudel woke from another bad dream, he found himself in his room in Arendelle. The small provincial town in Gasco had seen its ups and downs since the end of the war, but Britz had found that a peaceful life suited him better than his time as a child soldier, or even his time aboard the Tyrannus or Exo-Tyrannus. He laid in bed for a bit longer, grateful that it was a Saturday and there would be no school. Looking around his room was enough to settle his mind, though it would take a bit longer for his heartbeat to slow down from its current panic pace. There was a knock at his door.
Britz, your friend Sheena is here to see you, and you have a letter from Malt.
His mother called.
Okay, I'll be down in a minute,
He replied. Before changing out of his pajamas and getting ready, he picked up the letter that she had slipped under his door to read it. The letter wasn't just from his friend Malt, but also from Malt's little sister, May. The two wrote him a letter positively drenched with their excitement over Malt getting together with Hannah. A predictable outcome for anyone who knows Malt and Hannah, but still one that made Britz smile. He resumed getting changed and ready for his day. Over the last 2 years, Saturdays have come to mean spending time with his unconfessed love interest, Sheena Falafel. He got dressed and hurriedly came downstairs. Sheena and her older sister, Nili, sat at the table with Britz's little sister, Frita.
Britzer!
Frita exclaimed.
About time you got up, lazy bones.
Morning, Frita. Hello, Nili. Mama didn't tell me you were here too.
He greeted warmly.
Of course. Mama said I can't let you and Sheena be around each other alone for too long. You never know what mischief you two will get up to if I do.
She laughed.
Nili!
Sheena exclaimed, an embarrassed blush crossing her face. Nili laughed at her sister's bashfulness. Apparently, her joke hit the mark. Frida only looked confused, and Britz tried not to let it bother him. This was a normal weekend for him. If the Falafel sisters weren't visiting him, he and Frida would be visiting them.
You look tired, Britz.
Sheena pointed out.
Oh, I'm fine. Just having nightmares again.
He sighed.
The same one as last time? Or is it the other one?
She asked. The first one, and the one he had last night, was about boot camp and the ridicule and torment he had to endure at the hands of his fellow cadets. The other was the traumatic experience of being captured 3 years ago. His captor had forced him and some of his friends to be prisoners, even within their own bodies. Those experiences had left him with more than his share of emotional and mental scars. Though he had the relief of knowing that, with time, those dreams were beginning to fade away, along with the memories attached to them, he hoped that he might one day completely forget the traumatic events that led him to his present life, but that he would be able to maintain the friendships that he had made along the way.
Same. They're getting less frequent, though.
He replied.
That's good. Just remember, I'm always here for you.
She told him, that sweet smile on her face that always made his heart melt.
By the way, did you get the letter from Malt? I did. I'm so happy for them. It's always good to hear from our friends. I don't think Kyle was too pleased about that news, though. Of course he wouldn't be. But that's Kyle. And Socks has gone to Pharaoh for that exhibition,
he stated. Sheena looked away. She had always felt awkward around the girl-shy, goofball prodigy. While she was happy for him to be moving up in the world, her own awkward thoughts and feelings towards Socks returned in full force upon learning about it. They left the Strudel home and headed for an old oak tree that they spent their lazy weekends under. Nili watched the other three. Frita played on her own with a few toys she brought with her. Britz and Sheena sat next to each other against the trunk of the tree. Britz leaned against the tree, and Sheena leaned against him, with her head at his shoulder. Sheena purred happily, and Britz felt his tail trying to wag. A feeling of contentment quickly washed over both of them.
Britz?
Sheena began, softly.
What is it, Sheena? I think it's time to say it aloud. We both know it to be true, but it must be said. Britz, I'm in love with you. It is something we both know to be true, but it is also something that must be declared out loud. I love you too. I was in love with you the moment I laid eyes upon you. Is that why you helped me escape back then? I thought it was all I could do to help you. I'm glad we met the others. If we hadn't, we wouldn't be able to be together right now. We owe Malt and the others so much. They are as much our family as Frita and Nili. I agree. I'm so happy for Malt and Hannah, and I'm glad that Sock's talent is being recognized,
she stated. She felt Britz's discomfort. The memories of the traumatic chase of the Bellinus came barreling back to him.
Britz, what happened to Hannah? Was it your fault? She was caught between life and death during that time, my Liebe. I know there was more I could have done to help her, but I didn't. I should have tried to warn you all what Gili was planning. I should have done something. I let her down. I let you down. I let Malt down. I let everyone down,
he stated guiltily.
Stop it, Britz! Stop blaming yourself! None of any of this was ever your fault. It wasn't your fault 4 years ago. And it wasn't your fault 3 years ago. You need to stop carrying all this pointless guilt around. You did nothing wrong. Everyone knows that me, Malt, Hannah, we all know you didn't do anything wrong.
She lectured. As she did, her eyes filled with tears. She wanted to cry, but she held it in for his sake.
I know that you're right, but I still feel like I could have done more. That I should have. But I know what you say is true. Sometimes, my love, sometimes I still feel like I don't belong with our family. Sometimes I still feel like a traitor.
She reached out and gently wiped away his tears. Her touch was filled with tenderness.
Darling, you must let go of these feelings of guilt and self-doubt. You are an integral part of our family, and we love you unconditionally. Remember that we are here for you, always supporting and standing by your side.
Britz felt more at ease than he had in a long time, even over the last 3 years or the year prior. He let the feeling of ease wash over him and snuggled deeper into Sheena's embrace. It became clear that he was nodding off, and Sheena allowed him to lay his head on her lap and nap for a while. Before he fell asleep entirely, he thought he heard her mumble something.
Sheena, Strudel?
She mumbled absently.
Someday, I will be Sheena Strudel,
she told herself. He didn't know if she had actually said that,
Sheena
but he felt happy hearing it.
Strudel.
When his dreams were pleasant, they were of her and spending his life with her.
の中に花びら一枚どこから飛んできたの